Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 4. Oh. Game, what are you doing? Welcome back to episode 4 of Cubic Horrors, The Fire Beneath. As is always, Rock here. So, we're moving into a new area today. As far as I can tell, the... FPS? What you be doing? Huh? Okay. Looks like it's stabilized. Heading into the swarms. The last area, as far as we know, of this intersection. And I foresee it's going to be a hell. A shit show. That's at least what I remember vaguely of the last time I played this. A handful of years ago. It's been a couple years at least. Two, maybe 3 years ago that I've last played this map. Oh boy. Spiders again, huh? Again? Yeah. I don't really like you. Oh, well, thanks. Oh, already hear a spider. Oh, and cave spiders. Alright, we're off to a good start. Lots of cobwebs. Oh, already lots of cave spiders. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh boy. Let's head off to this. Oh boy. Oh, I see the spawners. Let's head off to this left side first. Try to get into a reasonably safe situation. Oh, it's not safe at all. I mean, we got a spawner locked off. That doesn't mean it's safe at all. Okay. So, first things first. Okay. I have a feeling this area is going to be a shit show. An absolute shit show. Thanks. Thanks, cave spider. Okay, let's try. I want to get into over here. I want to try at least getting a number of these spawners relatively lit up. I'm not gonna get everything lit up, but at least, at least. Oh no, I hate cave spider. I hate spider. No, don't get in the cobweb. I'd like to at least get some things lit up. No. I heard the silverfish. I'd like to at least get something set up, lit up, because that at least makes things ultimately easier for us in the long run. Goddamn. Damn silverfish. Ultimately makes things easier for in the long run if, we have a number of spawners lit up, because then we don't have to quite nearly deal with them. Oh boy, there is a lot of arthropods flocking my way. I don't know if I'm gonna have the. I don't know if I'm gonna have the arrows for this. Okay. Let's try to take out some of these cobwebs. Oh god, that's a lot of them. At least get a little bit of light over there. So we can take out some of these mobs. I believe we have a Bane of Arthropods sword over at base. I see you coming over. I believe we have a Bane of Arthropods sword over at base because of our previous area. I could be absolutely wrong, but I believe we do. Oh, hello. Noises. I don't know if any of you heard that, but I did. Alright, can I get over here? Just get a little love torch. Dear Lord, no! Oh, that's not good. I just want to get up into safety. Alright. So as is, our bow is not going to live very far into this area. Good to know. Good to know. We do have some decent power and chance on it, so it's going to be something we want to keep safe. I feel like I have... I'd have to double check over at base, but I feel like I have a anvil over at the monument. Ow! Stop it! Dear Lord! Stop it! I feel like I have an anvil over at the monument. It's definitely something I should be checking out here in a moment. You know what? Let's check that out real quick. Let me do a quick cut. Maybe drop off some things and gather some resources. And if I do find an anvil, I will cut you in. So be right back. All right. It turns out we do have an anvil over at here. Oh, so good. So good. We do have a enchanting table. Although it is level 1 enchanting, it does pose a lot of potential. I think it's going to be something we will have to take advantage of in the future. I don't know if I want to do it for this episode. It's going to be frisky for this episode, to say the least. With our 39 levels. Hope for the best not to die. And head back into the swarm. So, yeah. Let's head back into this monstrosity. And try to deal with the spiders the best we can. I think the best thing over here is... Come on. Mouse. I know you don't like me. I don't like you. But let's try to take out the spawners the best we can. Oh, damn, some cave spiders. Oh boy. Come on, break it. Oh! That was a cave spider that pulled a whiff. Just ignored the hell out of me. Okay? Can I get over this spawner? Oh, there's a bunch of... Come on! Mouse! There are some improvements that need to be made to my setup. One of which is being my mouse. It's not the best, and it likes to derp out at inappropriate times, which in the CTMs, inappropriate times means no good time. Okay. Okay. So what are the chances I can get some good old torches around here? Ow. What's the chances I can get some good old torches? Ooh, there's a lot of mob spawners over here. Hello. Pardon me. Excuse me. Just get them torches down. Don't worry about the repercussions. Because if the torches are down, they can't spawn nearly as well. And they become more or less insignificant of a problem. Okay. Oh boy. that is a cluster down there. Oh boy, there's a cluster up above. Oh, that's silverfish. Come on. Mouse, work. I've got some improvements that I need to do to my mouse because apparently it doesn't like to work 100% of the time. I like to just look at stuff. Hope for the best. Come on. Okay. Oh, I heard that. Didn't like that. Oh, there's a spawner up there. I didn't even see that. Oh, you damn spider. Come on, click. Oh, come on. I definitely have some older utilities that need some updating. Specifically, my mouse. My mouse is definitely one of those, and I think I've complained about this in other videos of mine, where my mouse would just randomly glitch out and not do what I intended for it to do. My mouse is one of those peripherals that needs some loving. It's on my list. I'll get to it when I can. Like, that breaking of that took way too long. Especially because I was holding on to my my mouse button for most of the time. It's on my list. I need to get cleaned up and take care of. Come here, come here. Come on. Oh. All right. I see a wool box up there. How far over in this direction can I get with what I need? Okay. Oh boy. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Nope, please. Oh, no, please don't. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Nightmare! This whole area. Especially when my mouse doesn't want to do what I want it to do. Ah! I will say I've had this mouse for many years. So I'm not surprised it's starting to flake out and go crazy. Ah! All right, let me grab some refresh my gear, refresh my supplies, and we'll continue from there. 1 second. All right, so we are back. Cleaned up the inventory a bit. Well, I didn't have a whole lot, but improved the inventory a bit. Ended up... Did we do... No, we did this on screen. Repaired... boots. We had there was an extra pair of unbreak... Actually, we... essentially, I went to visit the monument. Found some extra goodies that I didn't... Well, I don't think I saw before. But there was a pair of, like, golden gear that had Unbreaking 2. So I took our Featherfall 5 boots that were nearly broken, combined it with the Unbreaking 2 to get a nice, fancy, full set of Featherfall 5 Unbreaking 2 golden boots, which should hopefully do some business. Found some more torches. Found some steak. Replenished our building blocks, replenished our arrows. So I think we're in a good place. I also swapped out our helmet and our chest plate because those were pretty nearing death point, and I figure that we're going to be dancing in this area for a little bit, so I'd rather have some good quality gear. So I think the best thing, the biggest thing is we need to get into the area. Into the area, get stuff lit up, deal with that terrible, horrible mobs as we can, try to get rid of a spawner or 2 or 3, just to make things even easier, because the less spawners overall, the easier this will go in the long run. I think my mouse is playing nicely now. We'll see how long that lasts, but for now it seems to be playing nicely. Nope. I spoke way too soon. Spoke way too soon. I think... Oh, God. Maybe I just gotta figure out where on my mouse button I need to press to hold properly. Maybe it's just a logistic problem. I'm just not holding the right place on the mouse. You know. Instead of all of the button, only certain parts of the button actually like to be pressed. Who knows? Okay. Let's try this. Okay, this is working out. Oh, God. Oh, man, this sword's so good. I'm just one-shotting the hell out of these zombies. Is there anything up in the sky here? Oh, okay, I see a wool box. Wait, no. That's a wool box I saw before. Okay. I've continued this recording. It started. I've been sort of pacing myself, trying to get into a rhythm again. Last episode, this episode is not all recorded in one session. So pre that last break, that was yesterday. This is today. So far it's been 2 recording sessions for this episode. And I don't mind that. I mean, it does cause some confusion for myself when I think of something and then go 2 seconds later, wait a minute. Nope, already seen this. So it does cause a little bit of confusion. But I'm slowly trying to ramp myself back up to getting into a few episodes a week. Especially since this will be, when this comes out, the 2nd episode this week, which already is... been far better than a number of other weeks so far since I've moved, or since I towards the shortly prior to when I moved. Oh boy, can I get a light somewhere up there? But trying to get back into the rhythm of it, so I don't mind if we're doing like 3 episodes a week or something like that, and each episode takes like 2 days to record it because, I take some small breaks and such in between. I don't think I mind. I'd ideally like to get back to a point where I'm doing, 3+ episodes a week. But that's just a matter of getting back into the rhythm of things. It's much like any task you intend to do long term. You kind of have to get into a rhythm for it. And so, I mean, it kind of applies for almost anything that's kind of something you're trying to do on a schedule long term. You just kind of have to, once you get into a rhythm, it's really easy to keep it, but getting into that rhythm kind of takes some time. I know when I initially started doing the Minecraft YouTube stuffs, and well, actually, when I started doing it in a different fashion to how I originally started. So backstory. How I used to do my YouTube Monumental Victory episodes is I would just record for however long I wanted to, and then I would chop that recording up in 20 minute chunks, and each 20-minute chunk was an episode. And I think it's pretty similar to how some, well, not 100% similar, but pseudo-similar to how, pseudo-similar to how some YouTubers kind of do their let's playing of CTMs and stuff like that. Or at least some groups of CTM let's players that I've seen, where they would kind of functionally record, you know, maybe an hour or two of playing a map, but every X amount of time they would just kind of throw in and that's going to be it for today. But it wouldn't be it. It's more or less a stopgap time saver. Ow, come on. Why record? Ooh, no. Why record 6 separate days of sessions when you can record them all in one day and then just split up the time? I have nothing against it. Just my style was kind of like that back in the day, where I would just record for like an hour or so, and then that would essentially be 3 episodes worth. And if it wasn't, you know, if there was enough towards the end of the recording that it wasn't enough for a full episode, I would just do another recording session for another, you know, hour or something like that, and then splice in part of that one into that one. But I didn't do the intro, outro kind of shindigs. It would just be a kind of a 20-ish minute cut at a point that made sense, and then I would kind of fade in, fade out, and etc. Not as fancy and appropriate. Well, maybe not necessarily not appropriate, but not as fancy as some people do it. But then eventually I changed it to the format that I have now. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, you can spawn on all of this, and I don't like it. Not quite the same as the format that I have now, where it's kind of I just record as long as I want, and that's an episode. The hell with if it's long. I have all you crazy viewers that enjoy a long episode from time to time, or a short episode from time to time. I mean, it's not everyone. Oh boy. Definitely not everyone. But I do appreciate the people that are happy when, you know, an episode goes long and they're like, oh yeah, extra rock stuff. Definitely something I want to get back into more. And I mean, I have a whole slew of things that I want to do. It's just trying to get the time for them. And I think just knowing a handful of things that I know for like 114, I know I would like to do some potentially more Rock CTM Test World. That is definitely something I would love to get back into, because I think that was probably, I mean, I really enjoy CTM. Don't get me wrong, but the CTM the CTM Test Worlds are another aspect of the channel that I've done that I really enjoyed. Of being able to just come up with like cool and quirky ideas or new and interesting ideas that I personally haven't seen, which doesn't necessarily mean they haven't been done, but it's just I haven't seen them myself. So for example, the custom lore enchants that were introduced. When I introduced that video, it was a mechanic that I had not seen before in either a CTM or a video or anything like that. Which again, it's not to say that it hadn't been done, it's just I hadn't seen it done. So, well, it's possible that I could be the godfather of that. I don't fully suspect that's the case. I just happened to make a video, and people saw the swarm, the stairwell to hell. Well, I don't know if I want to go in there yet because I haven't gotten the wool. Alright, well, we have a clear pathway. That's to a stairway to hell. That should be pretty well lit. Let's continue our endeavors and investigate around. But to be honest, I actually remember this area being significantly harder than it is posing to be at the moment. I don't remember really much in the way of details of why it was hard, other than I remember just like shit tons of spiders and cave spiders and stuff like that. But it's definitely significantly easier than I remember. Which is awesome. And maybe that's an attribute to being a lot more experienced with CTM than when I originally played this map. But I remember this area being an absolute nightmare. It was just like a hell fest of thousands of cave spiders everywhere. Oh, it was a nightmare. And now it's like fairly calm and casual. Fairly calm and casual. There's not really too much chaos going on. Hi, Mr. Cave Spider or Mrs. Cave Spider. Hello, Cave Spider. Yeah, this is far more passive than I remember this area to be. Ow. Alright, let's get out of here. Try to get out of here. Excuse me. Pardon me. Now, I don't know if also it was because of, I think, the potential version I might have been playing in at the time. I think this map originally released for 1.5.2. And so I'm playing in 1.8.1 at the moment, right? Yeah, 1.8.1. Which the version, I believe, if I recall correctly, oh yeah, there's a whole ton of spawners up there. If I recall correctly, this version kind of shouts out to its full form. Oh god, no! I'm having like, oh, okay, this is giving me wartime flashbacks of when I played this map. Okay, I do definitely remember having a hellish of a time trying to deal with all of those spawners. Alright. Come on, Celebration. Do you really want to do this? Do you really want to hurt me? Okay, so we need to get up there. It's looking like I don't think I'm going to be able to just straight up like pillar up and be all happy about it because of the various spawners around. Theoretically, oh no, there's a. Oh, okay, there's a gas spawner up above. I need to deal with that real quick. Okay, it looks like there might be a ledge up here. Thank goodness for our Featherfall 5 boots. Oh, dear lord. Oh, dear lord, there's more hell. Oh boy. Okay. Alright, this could be potentially dangerous. There are far more spiders, cave spider and silverfish spawners than I anticipated around this area. And even up and above this area, technically. Oh boy. This is going to be a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Can I get out and over to like a potential spawner type area? Okay, looks like a spawner over there. Oh, looks like a spider spawner. Thank goodness for these Featherfall 5 boots, so I don't have to necessarily worry about the fall damage that if I get knocked off here. I'm gonna be worrying about the cave spider poison damage plus. Oh, you monster! Okay, so I think as long as we don't. Oh, what to do? Oh boy. Oh boy. You were very thoughtful on how the player was probably going to be approaching this, weren't you? Oh no, goldfish. Bugger off. Bugger off. Oh no! Oh. Oh. Alright. I'm actually really super glad that I repaired those Featherfall 5 boots. Featherfall 5? Featherfall 5 boots. Because oh, this would have been a lot more hellish than hellish if I hadn't. I should be lighting first. Light. Oh boy. This is essentially just like doing maintenance. Doing some maintenance on all the, the shrubbery that's around this area, aka the spawners, and going, oh no, I can clean this up. Let me just clean this up real quick. And then going from there. Oh boy, that is a lot of cave spiders. This requires a good cave spider hustle to just wreck my day. Just like a pack of cave spiders just rolling out of nowhere, just to roll me off the cliff and then leap onto my face and attack me. The cave spider hustle. It's kind of catchy name. Ow. Where are you spawning? You're spawning from there, aren't you? That sounds like a very Minecraft type movie. Like a parody type movie. The Cave Spider Hustle. Oh, no you don't. Come on, Cave Spider. Or not. Cave Spider. Silverfish. Lord. Okay. We're super close to the box. There is still some annoyances that we're going to have to deal with. Oh. Many annoyances that we're going to have to deal with. Bugger off. No! Stop it, Cave Spider! Alright, let's... Oh, boy. That was a whiff and a half. Oh, come on. Alright, we're gonna safety crab box ourselves real quick. There we go. Nothing like a good old cry box. It's been so long since I made myself a cry box. Good old cry box. And it's actually kind of funny. I feel I'd mentioned this before. But I have seen on the Minecraft wiki on a various page, I don't remember what page it was, there was a entry that listed, it was kind of like a combat type of entry or some like, It's essentially almost like an entry that you would associate with like CTMs. And one of the entries in that section was for Crybox, and it made me smile because someone out there remembered my terminology, and either if it was from me saying it or from someone else saying that same terminology, it got added into the micro. Now, it's been a while since I've actually looked myself to see if that terminology is still there, but I remember last time I looked, it was there. And it made me smile. Someone remembered a terminology that I coined. I'm just a happy rock. Okay, so we're pretty close. Still have a number of spawners around that are causing potential problems. Oh, come on! Oh, God, that's a lot of mobs. Hi, spiders. How's it going? How's your mom? Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. All right, we're just going to make a panic run here. Hopefully through some fire so that the mobs just burst into flames and regret all the decisions they made in their life. I remember that one time I attacked Rock. It was a mistake. I don't know why I did it, but I did. And now I'm dead because of it. I feel that about 95% of Let's Playing is just talking to yourself and then going from there. And then making yourself laugh and going from there. Whether anyone wants to admit it or not. That's essentially the truth. Talking to yourself. And if you find it funny, there's a good chance someone else finds it funny. Is it narcissistic? Maybe. Maybe a little bit. But it's also funny. Ooh, I almost jumped off the edge there. Could it? No, I could have jumped off the edge. Whew. Okay. Hello, Creeper. You're not a non-threat, so I'm not going to worry about you too terribly much. Let's make a proper staircase up to here because I'm investing a whole ton of time just falling down and then jumping back up here. Hello. Excuse me. Pardon me. Get rid of you because I feel you are a major contributor to some issues that I've been having with the, getting knocked off and such. Probably also... Oh, come on! Area. Absolute nightmare. A nightmare for a different reason than I originally remember, but nightmare nonetheless. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm out of food. Ah, hell. Okay. Well, apparently I need to head back to base to get some food. Let me check in on the recording time. And if it seems like a reasonable point, I might call it there for today, but we'll see. Let me resupply and re-gear and all that blah, 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 blah. Let me do some stuff and I'll be right back. Alright. It looks like I've been going for a cool 40-ish minutes or so. So I think that is a good time to call this for an episode because as close as we are to the Willbox, I fear that there will be a lot of struggles and such in order to get there because of all the mobs and spawners and such like that. So let's make a clean cut here since we have the opportunity to. And we can, possibly steamroll the area next time to finish it up and then move on to the next area that we already linked to. Was it the staircase to hell? But, yeah, let's call that for an episode today. Thanks for joining us always. Ooh, excuse me. I don't know. I got like hiccups or burps. Yeah, burps. Thanks for joining us always, everyone. I'll catch you all next time.